Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Empire Total War featuring Darthmod in the 40 unit save version. And the battle I've decided to open this episode with is the battle for Spain and the control of the Spanish Empire. Knock them out. Well, actually, I guess it won't give me control of the rest of the Spanish Empire, which is not that vast anymore. But it'll knock Spain out of the game, and some of their holdings around the globe will probably go independent. I think that's how it'll work. But let's get in here and do this battle. This is going to be a tough one going up the walls. Now, we probably have superior forces as far as the quality of our individual units. They should be better than the garrisoning units. Unfortunately, they will be positioned on the walls, so they will have the wall cannon to be shooting at us to try to weaken us down before we're able to get closer to try and take those walls. At least we have a couple artillery pieces to shoot some gaps in the walls and otherwise wreak havoc on them that way. But let's forget the chit chat now. Let's just get in here and get this battle started. Obviously, I do not think they will surrender. Surrender has been refused. It's only showing this small handful of units, but let's face it, that bar was a lot more full than that, so I'm thinking this is not indicating everybody involved. We'll find out. Although it is now, because it looked like they were going to outnumber us as opposed to us outnumbering them, but now I'm liking my chances a lot more. We just got to try to not get in the way of those mortars too much. So we'll see you on the battlefield. Alright, so we got a nice little hill overlooking the fort. It's a little close, probably closer than I prefer to set up my artillery, and it's not high enough to be able to see over anyway, so we'll probably, well, maybe I will set one piece up there. We'll kind of spread out the artillery so they can't just be bombarded totally by the mortars. Alright, this is how we're going with the setup. We moved the cannon. I did keep one atop the hillside here. In fact, let's move them, let's move them a little farther just to make sure we have unobstructed view of the walls. We're going to have that one shooting on this front wall. We're going to have the other battery over on this other hill shooting on the other side of the wall, and hope that their mortars do not pound them into submission too much. If that does happen, is this cavalry unit is nearby over here, and we'll just send them running around to try and attract the attention of both the troops on the walls or the mortars on the interior. So that's the overall plan. Everybody else is in reserve. We have infantry along the back along with some cavalry, and over on this side too to advance, so we can do a multi-directional advance when the time comes. So let's get ourselves ready to start the bombardment right away on the walls. Here we go. Are shooting off the walls ferociously, alright, from the start, even quicker than us, but we're going to get through these walls, I'm guaranteed, especially if their mortars aren't initially barraging us. So right now they are idle, so apparently even at our distance where we are, we're at least far enough back. And look at all those forces on the walls. This is when I want to break down the walls and watch it collapse with them on top. But the wall cannon can reach us at all distances. But fortunately, apparently, our artillery is just out of range for their mortars. Thank goodness. Walls are at 50%, so we should have done some damage, yet we see someone wavering in the distance, so we've done some injuries to their units on the walls when we get it to 50%. Okay, Okay, we're at 75% on the left. We're at 50% on the right. So you know they're taking some casualties on that side of the wall now too. And the wall has crumbled on the left. Now we're going to refocus all our efforts on the right. And as soon as we have our breach, we will be moving forward. That'll lessen the cannon fire on our frontal assault. We will still, at the same time, have a coordinated advance on the left, although we will still be prone to be taking some artillery fire on this side. And then there's the mortars. All right, they've vacated the front walls even without that side down, so let's move back and get our infantry advance going on this frontal assault. Let the advance begin. And there goes the crumbling wall on the other side. What we're going to do at this point is I don't think we can shoot inside, so let's get our artillery over here moving. See if we can't get over here to this little hill position over here, get a few shots going on this wall, and then we'll start advancing on that side too. And I don't know that we'll be able to see inside at any kind of mortar activity. Oh, there, there go. The mortars are launching already. But we're gonna try and see if we can target these guys and find out if our guys will shoot over the walls. There's sometimes issues with that. They're gonna try. That's good. Oof. And mortars are pounding my move over here. So far they've missed, and I'm simply amazed that they have missed. Let's bring some more infantry forward on the left. Maybe we can attract some attention. Oh, we're taking damage. So this artillery regiment may not survive the move to try and get some heat on this wall over here to help protect our advance on the left. There's a reason to recruit some horse artillery. They'd move a little faster. Wow. Our infantry is now taking some of the heat off the guns, so they will get replaced. Question being, will we be able to advance quickly enough without taking too much damage? Because that's 3 units of mortars that is going to just be simply devastating upon us. Look at that, 262, 287. Taking damage left and right. Oof. Are we seeing any damage inside on their own mortars from our barrage? Well, a little bit. So maybe our shooting over the walls will be a little bit effective. I'm more worried about the wall cannon on this advance on the left, so hopefully we can get placed here and start disrupting their position on the wall. Oof. We are getting pounded, guys. can see ourselves getting pounded in the distance as we're trying to get set up here. It's like, ay, 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 ay. Let's get firing on this wall. There we go. It's got to help protect our advance on this side. Now they've got the gaps covered, unfortunately. I don't think there's any way, even with fast-moving cavalry, I can sneak through there anywhere. Nah, they're just massed inside. I have to fight through them to get to those mortars. So what I have to try maybe doing is with one of these units, maybe we can get up on the wall in the back and get to those guys unmolested. Since it's going to be a slog, it's going to be a fight trying to go through the front door, as we are currently set up to do. But it may be that rather than sit outside and pepper them with shots on the inside, we're going to have to go in for my least favorite method, and that is melee. We are doing damage on the walls at least. Are we still shooting, guys? We've gone quiet.
Here.
Well, you are not wanting to shoot at their mortars. Let's shoot again at some more walls. The more ways we can enter, the better. So what we're going to do next, get ourselves set for melee and charge through the opening. See if we can't outman the militia on the interior. Bring some reinforcements over here and some reinforcements over to this gap. And anywhere else we might need reinforcements. Also start bringing our cavalry forward to help us in these gaps as we're going to need them. Oh, we have some infantry units back here still too. Come forward, boys. I missed you. Bring some cavalry up. Keep the general back for the moment. Okay, we don't need to stand at a distance. We need to close in, guys. They got their biggest forces over here against our initial charge, so that's probably not where the breakthrough is going to happen. If we can get through these walls, what are we looking at, 41%? Let's get forward, men, and see if we can't overwhelm them on this side. walls at 47% there. Let's get up the walls so we can start working on those mortars. Well, the sooner we can get those mortars out, the better. We do at least get some wavering happening with their inferior units. That's the only good thing. I'm going to bring you guys to charge over this gap that's not as strongly held. Move up to the walls, boys. There we go. We have the ropes on the walls here, so as soon as we can get these guys up on the walls, the better, because then the sooner we can get them going down the other side. Keep the cavalry moving, just standing where they are. They're getting killed. In fact, we'll bring our cavalry over here too. Now, come on, don't be doing a weird conga line over here. We need you to charge on in and attack these guys. And with many wall battles in this game, at least on the 40 unit saves version, you're seeing the typical stutter and frame rate drop that we get, but the battle still continues. And we've taken the walls in the back. I'm going to get them into melee version and direct them to get down as fast as they can. Are we through this wall yet? 60%, so we're going to sit outside and get bombarded. They're plugging us up over here, but we are not giving up. We're hanging tough over here for these guys. Says a building is captured. I'm not sure where. Oh, we got the gates on this side captured. Can we get ourselves through the gate? How's that going to play with our frame rate? Up on the wall. Once they're up and over the wall, we can then start thinking about charging. Get this regiment of foot inside to help come at them in another direction. That would be extremely helpful. If you spread out and used all the ropes, guys, you might get this done a little quicker. Well, is there enough of them down here to charge in the melee? Let's find out. Looks like there is. Time to put a stop to the carnage that these mortars are doing. Sword to the belly can't be a good thing. But we're breaking up their shots. We're breaking up their units. And that's what we needed to do. forget about this other mortar unit. Okay, we got the fences here too. And we're back in on their rear on this side, so that's good. Let's just kind of redistribute this line just a little bit. And it's nice, the silence of no mortar shots. Getting helped over here by being able to fire into their rear. Enemy general has dropped. He was obviously with one of the mortars. Let's see if we can work on the other two mortar units now. Oh, we're wavering a bit here. Let's get some more help in. In fact, this one is the pikeman. That is, by all means, let's get the pikemen in here. I don't know how I could have left them out of the fun. Take out the last of the mortars, and then we'll be firing into the backs on this side. Oh, we're starting to break. We got our pikemen coming to re-support these exhausted guys. There's only one guy left there. Leave him alone. Let's get lined up for our own fire to return. Then bring you boys down off the wall. Bring some more of us in through the gates. How about some cavalry? Well, it looks like we need to switch to melee. They've taken our shots away from us, so let's switch to melee. Melee they want, it's melee they will get. Cavalry is getting through the gates now to help us out also. Charge into their rear over here. Oops, not you guys. Let's get the cavalry charging into their rear. There we go. We now have cavalry on this side able to enter the fray. Let's bring them in. Let's silence. Yes, the cannon are silenced so we don't take any unnecessary hits. And let's hold the flag in the center to lessen the carnage by gaining the fort the hard way. Okay, General's bodyguard, time for you to come up with your troops. Now that we don't have to worry about bombarding you either. And the battle has ended. We've taken over the fort. Spain is feeling the hurt right about now. Heroic victory. So for some reason their meter looked a lot tougher than it was in reality when we got there, which is probably a good thing for as much damage as we took just taking the fort as it was, because we outnumbered them, whereas before I thought we were going against a force that outnumbered us. So thank goodness I can't read meter bars. And Spain is ours. Region captured. But the Spanish army, or the Spanish still have a big army parked out over here. Maybe we ought to spend some money getting fixed up here. We'll spend money repairing the capital to start. We'll spend money to repair the barracks. And the artillery. Ordnance factory. We will now also repair the army. See what that's going to cost us. About $5,000. So we can't quite get the army 100% healed right now this turn. That spends all our funds. So much for any spending spree we were hoping for. What is Paris looking like if that army decides to move on us? Whew. And Spain still does have all their other holdings. So unlike when we knocked France out, but I guess maybe they didn't have too many other holdings. Maybe that's why it just collapsed. Just collapsed. Whereas Spain has not just collapsed. We have the significant force here, and we don't have a significant force in France. So if they do start moving up that way where we are weakest, we can reinforce from the Netherlands. So as much as it's possible to be under control here, at the moment we are. Unfortunately, we're probably going to be losing some territory here, but that will take them a little time to make that move. So hopefully we won't have these big battles to eat up my funds every turn. We can do some recruiting to help counter some of these other moves. Let's kind of take a peek over at Portugal. Yeah, we don't really have vision here to see what they're garrisoned with. Let's come down here and then come back and blockade them, get a peek at the capital. So their capital is a little better held than the Spanish capital was in Madrid.
All hands on deck! All hands on deck!
The other thing we're going to do is start tearing down some of the church schools. Is that the only one we got to deal with here? Oh, we're also looking at the region capital of down in Gibraltar that has a little bit of a Spanish force. So the battle for Spain is not over. Any other church schools we need to destroy? Ah, here's the other one. I'd say the Pope is not happy with us right at the moment. All right, let's take some peeks around the rest of the map. Let's reassess our situation in Spain. Spain. In India, we just... Ay, ay, ay. Okay, we've taken over Goa. Is that how it's pronounced? Anybody out there knows better than me, let me know. I don't see any immediate threat, immediate move towards it. But it would be nice to be able to recruit at some point and have some funds to be able to hold on to that, because otherwise we're going to lose it and then have to take it back again. But we'll see if that happens. We'll stay there as long as we can until we're feeling threatened. So that takes us back to the Americas and the inevitable up here. Probably more worried about this battle, but we're going to see if we can take it on. Because the other one ended up working in our favor by the meter not being quite accurate. This meter will not be so hard to read because we can go in there and see what we're dealing with. Now the question is, do I want to be the attacker or do I want to be the defender? And if I'm the defender, or if I'm the attacker this close to the city, will I get the slight little benefit of having my garrison with me? I think so. I do think so. Let's think about this once more. I'm done thinking. I think we're going to have a battle. And now if we lose this battle, all heck is going to break loose up here in the Americas. Well, one thing I can do is get a reinforcing army up close enough this way.
Marcheren! In afwachting van orders!
As a matter of fact, that triggered the attack. They're going to go after my single unit, and then we will reinforce. My question being, I hope as reinforcements I'm not limited to quantity of reinforcements so that they're going to vastly outnumber us, because they have 9,572 against our 5,372. Well, let's hope this doesn't work against us. We'll meet you on the battlefield. Alright, there's no snow on the ground, but the snow is starting to fall. They have a very compact zone where they're starting. I do not, and I wish I knew for sure where where my reinforcements are going to be coming. So what we're going to do is we are just going to put this poor little regiment all by its lonesome here over the hill, and then we're going to find out where we come in from, and that's when all heck is going to break loose. So let's get this thing going. So the reinforcements are coming in the rear, it looks like. So our battle lines are going to get formed over here more. We are not going to advance all the way into the thick of things unorganized. Question is going to be, will we come in quick enough, and how soon will they see us and reorient themselves? Oh, they see us real quick. So we bring our native unit over this way. What may have happened is the native unit, now that we had another unit on the board, on the map, let's protect our general. Let's get our lines formed right here. Maybe not ideal as far as locations go. Oof. And one of those is the pikemen. Let's keep the pikemen guarding the general. Let's get our other line units up ahead of that. Start forming the line. Yeah, they are. In fact, we're going to run you just to get set. These are going to be some hastily made lines. And who knows when we'll get the advantage of our artillery. The initial line set in a hurry. Let's move the general back just a little bit so he's not caught by stray bullets. And start bringing up some reinforcements. Put the bulk of their armies in that direction. This is where you wish you had fire by rank already researched. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Keeping the pikemen in reserve if their militia decide that they're going to close in, as they often do. Take up our lines, guys. Take up the lines. Time to rush. And we do have some cavalry in here. That is one of our advantages. Let's use that cavalry advantage over on this flank. Oh, where they're also sending some militia now. And we have some artillery making an appearance. There's a lot of units over here, and this is where we need to get our pikemen situated right away. Provincial cavalry, get the hay out of there. I lost track of you, and I don't want you in the mix yet. Come on, come on, come on. Don't engage, don't engage, don't engage, don't engage. And we'll kind of make a de facto line here real quick until we can get organized. I kind of want to look at bringing the artillery down on this side, because that has a little height to cover the battlefield. And we did repulse their initial attack by primarily militia, with a little bit of foot infantry in there. We're going to bring you guys forward. Keep you in reserve. Okay, cavalry did disengage. Let's bring you out on the wings where I want you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start placing reserves behind the line to help reinforce as we start faltering, because we can't hold these lines up forever against these guys, I do not believe. They keep pounding us with infantry charges and melee charges. We'll find out. Put reserves mostly on this side. That seems to be the heaviest part of their attack. Let's go in against their flailing flank over here. Let them know we're here and we mean business. Let's hold fire on you guys, because we're going to bring you in on a charge too. Overwhelm. Bring the pikemen out. No, they're still, no, they're not hanging in there very well. But we have infantry that has engaged here. Oh, they're reinforcements that have engaged that I lost track of. Let's bring you guys back. Thanks for being anxious, boys. Halt. And that seems to be the end of our reinforcement flow right now. Other interesting units, we better enclose on these guys while they pepper us, although we're peppering them back, but it's don't need them to be picking off my cavalry. They're too vital, too important right now. Really, the only thing that is, man, we're getting too close to many other units, so I think it's time to bring back the cavalry. Run, boys, run. And our artillery is going to be set up soon. That is also going to be of benefit to us. We're going to move this infantry unit over here. We're going to patch this infantry unit in right here. Kind of keep protection and keep a line going. As a matter of fact, bend the line this way together. And get our first artillery unlimbered. We have our cavalry ready to pounce out if we need it. And we will gain the field of fire we need. Okay, they're no longer retreating and routing, but they haven't decided how to form their lines yet. Let's see if this helps. Let's spread out our reserves a little bit and get our reserves to be reserves without firing into our backs. Side, there must be some. No, that's militia. General's bodyguard is charging in on us. He's going to bring himself that close. We're just going to oblige and bring out the bayonets. We don't want you firing into our backs. Thank you. No. General's bodyguard is down. Let's continue our backup roll over here. And also, we need you on the wings, but not firing in our backs. Is there anyone else still firing in our backs? No. We have a native unit out here somewhere. Did they get destroyed by somebody? I don't see them standing or existing anywhere in the distance over here. They may have retreated, because I do not see them anymore. So our initial ones were intercepted and destroyed or forced to retreat from the field. Okay, if you're going to attack us from that angle, we're going to present to you from that angle. No flanks allowed. Let's get our cavalry active again now that we can move them out without having to worry about multiple layers on this side. And we'll come at them. Oh, that's a regular line of foot infantry. We got 3 regiments. We're going to all just charge right in. They are weakened down to below 200. See if we can get in there before they fire upon us. We got them rattled. Maybe they can't set in time. Through the trees. Through the trees, guys. There we go. Some more turning to face us and support. We're gonna have to be aware if they take too much fire on us. And they pull back. Because the rest of their militia, we're just fortunate that the big portion of their army is militia, because they can come up close, but they cannot maintain like line infantry. So that is the main saving grace we have in this battle. Bring you forward and allow you to fire to fill that gap we retreated out of. Or however that gap formed, I do not know. Alright, is there any more cavalry fun we can have here? Oh, there's line infantry. Our numbers are holding up. Kind of well. Not the best. But it's time to charge this line in the rear as they shoot upon us. The best kind of charge to have. And they are no more. We need help elsewhere. Where do we need help? We got militia. We've got militia. A lot of militia. I'm not as worried about the militia. As you can see, they break far too rapidly. I think it's time to just bring in our cavalry to start running these guys down and lowering their count so we have less units to follow up with. In fact, we'll bring the general out for a little experience over here. Orient our artillery. Oh, they have their cannons firing now. We'll orient our artillery out there, and of course they recovered just in time as we charge in. But once again, it is militia, so let's see if we can break them again. Continue the charge, boys, and then we'll head over towards the cannon. The militia just cannot hold. Now it's time to take out the little bit of a threat they have remaining. We'll reorient our own artillery. Against the Irish brigade. Let's get our general out to the wings. Apparently the unit he was chasing got off the map, so he just halted right where he was. Oh, don't get fired upon here. In fact, General, let's get you changed real fast. Let's run down this line infantry. We got some mass retreats going. This is seeming to go in our favor for sure now. And I had my doubts, didn't I? I guess that means don't listen to me when I'm not feeling confident. Let's just continue. I'm sure we're exhausted, guys, but let's continue. Keep the pressure on these guys. Don't let them reform. As a matter of fact, artillery, we don't want you. Let's shorten you up on these guys that have reformed so we don't hit our own cavalry. The Irish brigade is now going to see the blades of the cavalry units. And he is falling fast. I would coordinate or spread out my cavalry, but at times they recover, and I don't want ourselves too spread out every time they recover and get picked off easier that way. So we're keeping them grouped up as we charge these units down. Now going against their irregulars. Anyone else looking like they might reform? There's some line infantry. Let's go grab them. We'll let the militia get away. We want to get rid of the line infantry while we got the advantage. Because even if we do defeat these Portuguese, as it looks like we are going to, there we go. That may be the last of them. We're still going to have the Iroquois to worry about, and that's not until after we run down the remnants. So we don't, because we're going to have to face this army yet again. We're just going to end the battle at this point. Instead of running down like we usually do, we'll see if they are able to retreat, and if we're close enough to follow up the battle, we might be able to get rid of them that way with a victory. And it turned out to be decisive. I was worried we did not get our full force. When they come in as reinforcements, you don't get the full 40 unit effect you do that you have when you start the battle with the full 40. It only reinforces 20 up to 20, so that's a little bit of a frustrating part, the way this particular battle worked out, but hey, I shouldn't complain, right? And there we go, victory. The lone native musketman, why, he was victorious. We did lose a hefty number, but not compared to them. So let's see where they retreat to. Oh, apparently he couldn't retreat because of our zone of control. That is what happened. So that's even better, because that's going to free us up even sooner to recapture land we're about to lose to the Iroquois also. Since we might as well just hopefully inflict a few extra losses there. There's no real other way to save, and I don't have money to recruit anybody else. We gained a trait in that battle too, +1 to morale in battles for our general over there. Alright, so we had 2 big battles on this one, so rather than look around the map at this point, we'll look around the map, wrap things up at the beginning of next episode, and go hunting for some more battles, solidifying positions where we need to. There's going to be a lot going on next time with Vienna. Not Vienna, with Venice in the action now, and the Iroquois in the action. We're gonna take some land losses, not some big military losses, but we are gonna take some land losses, which will affect our income temporarily. Hopefully we can regroup fast enough to gain them back and gain back the upper hand again. This is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in the world. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and leave me a comment. Let me know how it's going, what we need to do, what you think we should be doing. I'd love to hear from you. Or just say hi. I don't care. And look forward to seeing y'all next time. Thank you so much.